because we also needed to get to one point to another. He was very shocked. He was like, what is happening over here? So it was a culture shock. So it's a little bit further away. 가고 싶어요. 안녕하세요. 저는 잘리사입니다. 네덜란드 사람이에요. Yes, beautiful street. It's kind of like a district. It's kind of big. So the red light district is basically like I said, a district, and there are like sex workers over there who sometimes own their own business because they basically like exchange money for pleasure, basically for anyone. You can do multiple things there though. There are also museums and they educate you about why it started and how, and also the bad things about it. So it's kind of like 50-50. So that's mainly what is happening out there.
Have you ever been to the red light district yourself?
I think I have been there maybe 3 times now, just to like, because if you want to get from point A to B, sometimes you have to cross it. I wouldn't say it's unavoidable, but sometimes you can't really avoid it because you need to get somewhere and you don't want to like walk around for 40 minutes to get there. I remember I also went there in December with my boyfriend because we also needed to get to one point to another. He was very shocked. He was like, what is happening over here? So it was a culture shock.
I know in Netherlands things are much more free and open.
Yeah, we're kind of open and like talking and showing it on television as well. We had like a program called Spuiten en Slikken, which means inject and swallow. So they would talk about like drugs and like educate people. It would be after like a certain hour. They would say like, oh, it's 11 or 12, children are gone to bed, we can talk about it. And they would basically educate people like, how do you do this? Or like, you shouldn't do this. Or if you do this, you need to watch out for this. It's more like an education system, but at the same time they would tell you about drugs.
The red light district, is it common for people in Netherlands to go there?
I think it's kind of like, some people see it as like an attraction. If you're Dutch, you should have at least seen it one time in your life. That's kind of what they say. But at the same time, do it respectfully. Because there is a rule, you can like take pictures. That's like one of the most rude things you can do because there are actually people working and it's their business. They also have a privacy.
How is something like that regulated?
Because we are very open and it started from a very long time ago, we kind of tried to keep it regulated. I know there are also things happening behind the scenes that the police are taking care of, such as like trafficking or like underage. It's very hard to keep a balance because you wouldn't know, because some people, they have like they call it a pimp basically, and they own the girls and the girls own the pimp, the money. So the police are trying to take care of that, and at the same time there are also people who own the business, so it's their company. So to keep those two apart is kind of hard for the police to do, but they're really trying their best to keep the human trafficking from. So it's sad at the same time.
People there, is that something like really common where it's not like, oh, it's the red light district, and, you know, this is something that's here?
People from the Netherlands, it's kind of common. They know about it. They're like, oh, red light district. We wouldn't like bat an eye like 2 times like, oh. Because we're kind of like used to it. Maybe like younger children, they don't really go there. The parents know, like don't go there with the children. I think there's even an age restriction on when you go there. Though I'm not sure if they check it. I don't think they check it, but it's regulated. Yeah, we don't really bat an eye.
There are many images of the red light district. How is something like this advertised, or how do people come to know about this?
Because the reason why most people know so well about it is because we have had it for such a long time. Amsterdam is like the main capital of our city, and it's like literally in the middle of Amsterdam. So if you have like a lot of tourists, of course they will want to visit it because it's literally in the middle of Amsterdam. It's so close, it's like an attraction, and then the word passes on and they're like, oh, look, Netherlands has this, and that's what we're kind of like famous for, the weed and this type of thing. So if you're from a faraway distance, it should be okay to take a picture as long as you can't see the face of the person. But to actually have like literally the person's face and the body, you can't do that. You can't just take a picture of the building. Only the building, and you see like a souvenir basically, you can take a picture of the souvenir and like a part of the building. But other than that, it's no. Because if they notice that you take a picture, they'll actually start like banging on the door or on the window, or even worse, they can call the police, and the police will say like, you gotta delete that. So they're very strict with that.
At the red light district, is it only female workers there, or are there male workers as well?
So there is also a blue light district. So it's a little bit further away. 가고 싶어요? So you have the red light district and then you have the blue light district, which is like for men. But you also have like girls who like girls, they go to the red light district, and then boys who like boys, they go to the blue light district. So it's for both ways. Everyone can enjoy, I would say.
Have you ever been to the blue light district?
No, not that. Wait, maybe I did, but it's like a vague memory of going there because it's not as big and as famous as the red light district. So you wouldn't really remember it, but maybe I did. I can't remember.
Would you say there are any benefits of having that?
From my opinion and my point of view, I think the more you restrict people from doing a certain thing, the more they will want to do it. So to have these people to have their own business and doing something that they actually want to do, I say you do you, like it's their body, but it has to be done by their rules. And there shouldn't be a pimp that says you need to work today, you need to do it now. I don't think that's the correct way of doing it. And then if you have like a country that's like completely no, there shouldn't be anything like this. I think the percentage of assaulting women or men is higher. So that's kind of how I think about it.
It's safer because it's public.
Yeah, they look over it. Like they're like, some girls are like very well protected. Like if you do this, you're kicked out.
I heard that because it's something that's not under the table and shady, they tax for things like this, right?
They have taxes, yeah. They have taxes. They need to pay, like it's just like a regular job for any one of them. For some girls, it's of course not. And then you have the ones who have their own business. They actually do pay their taxes and they own the building.
Is there any judgment against the people that work there?
No, I think for anyone who is Dutch, we respect, like it's their job. They do whatever they want to do, and I think that's the fair thing to do. You shouldn't judge people just because they do this and this. It's their work. If they like to do it, who am I to judge to say like, oh, that's dirty? I mean, we're human. So from my mind, it started out as something illegal. And then it slowly started to become like they were talking about it, and then the law was like changed. Kind of from what I know of, like it started out as something secretly, and then slowly it became like this. So today we talked about the red light district in the Netherlands, Amsterdam. If you like this video, please leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!